Hello, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to look at this Portulacaria afra lilliput. It's been in a few videos. It started out as kind of a really young cutting. Um, I think when I planted it, the branch or the trunk down here probably wasn't any thicker than this chopstick. So it's really put on some good size in a little over a year, maybe a year and a half or something like that. Um, but I initially had it styled, I bent the top over, and this part here was just really long. I'll try to see if I can find some earlier shots, pictures, or video. I'll put it up here in the corner, but as it's growing, it seems like, because this end over here just kept getting longer and it would just droop down because of the weight. And then it seems like every time I prune it, it's gotten a little bit shorter each time. So, and now that the top is filling out and branching out, there's maybe a possibility of, developing some pads on that. So, and the more I look at it, I think I would like to change the style a bit. I'll probably work on that today. I think initially, I'll try to bring this branch down and then maybe even this up over here, prune it up to where it's more just a kind of an informal upright with kind of a, dome triangle type look on the top. But I want to get these branches over here kind of drooping down to where it'll kind of show a sign of age. Because as branches get older and more mature, they do naturally droop down. So I think I'm going to try to get some wire on this and see if I can get this bent down. And then kind of look at pruning the top. And like I said, taking some of this length off over here. Most of these, because the trunk was, or the main branch was cut back to here. So I think that's probably about right. I might take it back a little bit farther, and these are just shoots that continue to grow. So I think first, I'm just seeing some dead leaves from a ficus that I've got close to this on the bench. I'm just going to clean these out first. Okay, I've got that cleaned out. And I've got some small branches on the interior here that I'm just going to prune away just to help with the wiring of this branch. Just some of these that are up close to the trunk that I know I'm not going to use in the design. So I think we'll get some wire on this guy. Let's see. I don't think I need to wire really anything else. Because I like kind of the way that back branch is. So I don't think I really need to wire that. So I just need a piece of wire. I might anchor it up off of this thick branch. You can see that or not. Up in here, there's a thick branch that I'll wire onto here, and then maybe one or two loops around the trunk, and then up on this branch. Just measure out some wire loosely. Just make sure I have enough, because I'm going to be doing a loop, so I'm going to lose some length. So I'll cut it extra long just to make sure I have enough. This might be a little hard to see just because I've got a lot of growth up here. I'll try to show you after I get it done. I'll tilt the tree up. I usually try to prune my trees before I do wiring like this, but since I'm changing the position of the branch, I don't really want to prune it yet because it may change what I decide to prune if I angle the branch down. I think we're in good shape here. I might lose a couple leaves just as I'm feeding this wire through here, and that's okay. You're bound to knock a few leaves off, but I try not to. So got some wire on there. Let's see how much I can get that to bend down. Do something a little different over here. I think that's going to work. Yeah, I think that'll work out just fine. And that gives me some separation here. I'm not sure what kind of separation I can get over there, but we'll kind of start in pruning and see what it looks like. So I'm just going to prune some of these taller shoots off here. Prune back a little bit just so it'll kind of start branching out. Anything growing down, I'm taking off. He's coming out to the front quite a bit, so this is one going down. I probably want to open this up a little bit. I've got this branch in the front that's coming down. Let's go ahead and shorten some of these up over here. See what that looks like. So I've got this break here, if you can see that, where it kind of comes down, comes out the top and then on down. I think I'm going to get rid of that part that goes down. Just to even that up a little bit over there. I can thin some of this out. Maybe take some bit of length off. Maybe a little uneven here at the beginning, but and it's funny how, you know, I've had a few trees that did this. I don't know if you remember seeing my windswept, but that started out as kind of an informal upright. I bought it from a bonsai grower, and the trunk was already decent shape, and I just kind of let it go as a informal upright for several years. And then one day I was just kind of looking at it, wasn't really happy with some of the branch placement, so I just took some aggressive action and turned it into a windswept. So it's kind of what's happening with this. I had, you know, initial styling in mind, and then just over time it just kind of can tend to morph into something else as the tree matures and grows more branching. It gives you more options. So, and eventually I'll get this into a different pot and kind of move it over to where it's a little more balanced. But today I think we're just going to work on the pruning and not worry about the repot. I'll let it recover from the prune, and then maybe in another month or two work on a repot and see if this pot still makes sense for it, or I think it might, or do we need to consider a different pot for it. I'm not sure where I want the height of it. I think the height kind of in there is probably okay. But again, you know, as I continue to work on it, that may change as well. But I like how full it's gotten. From where it started. Yeah, I think once this fills out over here, I think it's going to be a nice change in the shape of the tree. It's still a little bit long. We got some of these that are growing down. You take it a little bit shorter. Nice if I can kind of open it up in through here somewhere. Just repositioning that wire that I put on that branch to anchor this other one. It'd be nice to get some more layering and some pads in here. I'd have to thin some of this out to do that, which I could do. Let's see where this branch is coming. Clean some of that out in there anyway. This one's kind of growing back towards the tree. I'm kind of looking at it, you know, from the side profile here, just to make sure this kind of still has somewhat of an apex point and then kind of tapers down. So also look at keeping that balanced. It looks pretty good. Cut these top ones down a little bit more and they'll grow back. Kind of an eye poker there coming out front, but being up that high, I don't mind it, I guess, too much. As long as it's not distracting when you're looking at it, and I don't think it is because there's enough foliage up there. Just kind of opening up some of this stuff. So as it continues to get a little bigger and mature, I'll be able to create these different layers and open up the top and see some branching in there. This here. Just got to be careful, make sure I don't actually accidentally snip one of these thicker branches when I'm trying to take these little guys off. Done that before. Kind of sets you back a few months or years when you do that by accident. Let's see if I can thin out some of this over here a little bit. It looks pretty good. The width is pretty equal. Like I said, this can probably come out a little bit more. Because I don't think I want to take too much more off this side over here. Kind of like the way that comes down and back up a little bit. Just take some of these shoots back. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. I think I'll bring this top down just a little bit more so it's not such a point. Make it a little more rounded if I can. Yeah. So it's not so harsh. It's almost looking too much like a triangle there. So see if I can keep it a little more rounded like that. Yeah, now that I bent this down, I just have to fill this in, which it will. These will come out here in no time, so. And the way these are growing, I probably could even bring it back to here if I wanted to. I would lose this part down here, but it would still be pretty equal. Because that is pretty thick out there. It would just help the taper down on that branch. That'll kind of be one of my comeback tos. It's kind of what I call it. When I'm undecided, I'll go work on part of the other parts of the tree and then come back to something I'm undecided on. So that's my comeback to. Just thinning out some of these leaves on the interior. Open it up a little more to get some more light in. I think I'll take the top down just a little bit more. Because the top tends to grow faster anyway, so you can be a little more aggressive on the top. Yeah, I like that. I like this. Got this open space in through here. Let's go ahead and take this back. Got this open space in here. Can open this up. And eventually I'll be able to create some little pads up here. If I stay up on the pruning, keep pruning this thing, and it'll continue to ramify out. And since it's a lilliput, the leaves are already small, but they'll keep it close enough to the light and they'll continue to even get smaller. I think we're getting close. Now for this come back to, because you can kind of see that where it just kind of abruptly stops. And I do have all these other finer branches above it. If I would take that off, because I'm not going to lose that much width, because it's this branch above it comes out to where I'm only going to lose maybe a ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch or so of width. I think as far as the balance, it'd be fine. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's gonna go. The more I keep thinking about it, it's just, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back to here, just to make sure. Just check to see what's gonna fall off of that thing when I do. Well, I don't know now that I'm looking at it. I'm gonna lose all of this, which I still think would be fine. I'm going to lose all of this down here. I would have to bring that one back, which I can go ahead and do. It's coming down. Actually, yeah, I think that, let's do it. Let's go ahead and take that off. And yeah, I think that's a better look. Those will continue to grow out and kind of droop down. So, and now you can't see that abrupt change. Bring this side back in a little bit, just to even it out. And I do want a little bit more width on it, but that will come in time. I'll just let these sides continue to grow out, but I'm kind of liking where it went today. Just a few more little cleanup prunes here. And just kind of clean up some of the soil, keep the leaves off of the soil so it doesn't decay and invite little critters or anything. So far, this winter, knock on wood, I'm not really having any critter problems like I had last winter. So, like I said, knock on wood, I think my preventative strike with the bug killer before I brought them in, and then I used some systemic when I brought them in, and I keep the insecticidal soap handy. Just if I do think I see something, I'll just go ahead and hit it with that. And like I said, so far so good this season. One thing I am noticing though, as I was cleaning that soil up, I had originally had this tree, it's still wired into the pot because there was only one drain. There's two holes here, but when I potted this trunk was really thin and didn't have a lot of roots, so I've got a piece of wire up around the trunk, so I need to get rid of that because it's starting to bite in down here at the bottom. So we'll get rid of that. Kind of free it up. I'll go ahead and cut the bottom. Bend those out. Gonna push them up through the soil if I can. Well, that's really, until it's got a lot of roots in there, it's hard to get out of there. Oh, there we go. Tidy that back up. Actually, just take a peek at the root base. Yeah, it looks like I've got some decent flare under the soil, so when I do repot it, I'll bring it up. Hopefully expose some of that. And this here was a lot sharper bend, and maybe from the earlier pictures, I think you can see that a little more prominent, but as the tree's thickening up, this is kind of smoothing off a little bit, so or smoothing out, I guess. So it's not as prominent, but yeah, I'm liking this little guy. It's really taking shape, and I think I do like the, getting rid of that big shoot off to the side, but who knows as this thing continues to grow. But I do want to get more width on it, maybe about out another inch or so on each side, maybe keep the top to where it's at, maybe a little higher as the trunk thickens, and just kind of keep the same proportions, but just let it kind of all get thicker and bigger together. It'll take several more years for it to get that big, unless I go ahead and up pot it into another pot and just let it grow really fast. But I just kind of like where it's at, so I think I'll probably keep it in this pot or a pot similar size. Yeah, so I think we might be done today. Yeah, I think I'll remove a few more of these downward facing leaves just to help open it up, get more light in here on these interior branches. It's kind of bumping into this other one. Yeah, looks pretty balanced. all the way around here. This could probably come back a little bit more. Again, I could probably just continue fussing with this for several more minutes, but I think at some point you just got to call it done and got to move on. So I think that's where I'm at with this one. So we'll call it a day. I'll go ahead and give you a quick spin around so you can see the final product. Anyway, there's the front, there's the left side, there's the back, right side, and back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.